What's up, you guys? This is Adam Gillespie with Rancid and Sweaty Calves coming at you with yet another video. And amidst the absolute abysmal performance of Rocksteady's Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, we have now received information that this game has failed to reach even half of the peak of players on Steam in Marvel's Avengers. Now, Marvel's Avengers really shouldn't have been called Marvel's Avengers because even though you did get to play as each Marvel Avenger, respectfully, the main story was focused through Kamala Khan. So you mainly played as Kamala Khan. You mainly played as a character that nobody likes, nobody enjoys, and is meant for nobody and not the main audience of the Avengers content. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League has done even worse than that game, and that game performed so abysmally that it's completely dropped out of the modern zeitgeist. People aren't paying attention to it at all. I played it a little bit. I liked the Thor Thor gameplay, but that was about it. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League Steam player peak is less than half of those of the other infamous live service superhero game, Marvel's Avengers. And I mean, let's be honest, it has to do a lot with Kevin Conroy dying, but it also has a lot to do with the fact that the gameplay is just abysmal, the story is minimal at best, and absolutely horrendous at best. Horrendous at best. I'm not saying horrendous at worst, not saying mediocre at best. I'm saying that this game's story is horrendous at best. The boss fights are completely and totally uninspired. There's nothing interesting about them. It's the same boss fight plastered on 4 different characters. You just shoot with special bullets the antagonists of the story, which are just so happen to be the heroes. And there's no attempt to save the heroes. There's just an attempt to make sure that you kill all of them. As noted on StreamDB, a third-party website that tracks various data of Steam, Marvel's Avengers had an all-time peak of 31,165 players on September 5th, 2020. This was 24 hours after launch, the game's all-time peak. The peak being so soon after launch is usually being bucked, in rare cases, by major updates or exposure via YouTube or social media. However, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League saw only 13,459 players, again, the day after its launch. To add salt to the wound, even the beta for Marvel's Avengers had an all-time peak of 18,908 players on Steam. And here's a little graph chart here for you if you want to take a look at that. Right? 18,900 versus 13,459. And you can see the symbols on the side. You have Avengers, you have Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. That was the beta, the picture of the beta results for Avengers. It should be noted that this does not account for players on their platforms, but the comparison is nonetheless yet another blow to Rocksteady Studios' latest game. The similarities aren't hard to draw. Both titles were reviled as the live service elements and currencies they featured, as well as other issues. That's another thing. People don't want to play live service video games. People want to play video games where you get to go through the story as the character in the game. People want to be able to sit down, put a disc inside the actual unit that they're using to play, whether it be PC, Xbox, PlayStation, Wii, whatever it is. They just want to put a disc in there, or put a thumb drive in there, or put a game that's been downloaded as a file onto the hard drive into their system, and then just boot it up and play it. People liked downloadable content when it first came out because it was additional stuff for the game that they loved, but the live service bullcrap where you have to be connected to a server somewhere in order to play a video game is quite possibly the worst way of doing it. And it's also the main reason why it is that some studios, like Ubisoft, have said players need to get used to not owning the things that they purchase. To not owning the games that they have paid with their hard-earned money to play, to keep, and to own. They better get used to not owning it. You gotta be kidding me, right? You gotta be kidding me. Rocksteady's made quite possibly one of the worst video games in human history, and it's only going to get worse for them the longer they go on without addressing the issues that have been presented to us, the fans, and the fans have complained about. Now, Rocksteady has some redeemable qualities that they can fall back on if they were to fall back on those redeemable qualities. But one of the first things they have to do is get rid of Sweet Baby Incorporated. Get rid of that and get back to doing what they always should have been doing, making great superhero video games. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment down below your thoughts, share this video out there with your friends, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you remember you're subscribed, make sure to check that you are still subscribed, because not only is YouTube deleting subscriptions, but it's also deleting views. I'm going to make a video about that as well. I'm not a big fan of YouTube, in case you haven't heard. And I hope you guys have a great day and a great rest of the week.